She actually works in the office of the Chief Technology Officer within the VA Innovation Unit and the Acting Deputy Director of Innovations, and this is in the Office of Information Technology. Sarah has been doing some amazing work with us, and some of you, maybe the vendors in the crowd, know this. It has taken us years to get to the point where we are getting devices on VA network, which allows us to use more of the functionality of the technology. And Sarah came on board and has been incredibly integral in finally getting us over that hump. So we actually have a device on VA network now, which is super duper exciting for all of us involved. So thank you to Sarah for that already. But now I'm going to turn it over to her to tell us more about the work that she's doing.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'm mic'd up. So. Hello, everyone. Hi, Immersive Summit. I know that we are all here because we believe in the virtual world. We believe virtually where things are going, specifically in healthcare. But we also have to remember to take care of ourselves in the physical as well. So you guys have been sitting for a while. I'd like everyone to stand up if you can. And please, let's take a nice big stretch. Take a deep breath. All right. And now let's talk about exploring innovation with OINT. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. So as Caitlin mentioned, I've been with the VA for about a year. And honestly, my introduction into virtual reality in healthcare started at Immersive Summit last year. So I'm super pleased and excited and honored to be part of this amazing industry that you guys have been able to mature. So I got my start in clinical related roles back in 2002. Many of you probably don't know I was a medical biller and coder by trade. And over the years, I've developed a love and passion for technology. And in 2013, I started my journey with 3M, working in the NLP department, helping to develop some early models there around natural language processing and providing automated code detection for ICD-9, 10, and CPT-4 codes. During COVID is when I really started getting into human-centered design and honing my skills around product management. And that led me into VA and being able to start some really cool initiatives around communities of practice for DevSecOps and tooling within the VA. Really, as my CTO, Charles Worthington, likes to say, building better things faster. And I don't have the clicker. Is it this one? Green. Okay. Sorry about that. So yes, some of the projects that I've been available, some of the projects that I've been a part of and been able to help see come to life has not only been Compliance Made Easy, which received the 2024 Innovation Award yesterday at the Forum Innovations, as well as being able to support some of the Mission Daybreak projects that we've seen presented here at the Immersive Summit, and also a very lightweight automation that uses Jira, GitHub, and ServiceNow for automated change releases. Those are some of the things that are most notable for me in my career at the VA. Due to my background, though, I'm a true believer that those closest to the problems are really the ones that often have the best, most creative solutions to solve them. And so keeping human-centered design and our veterans, our clinicians, and all of our end users at the center of what we build in immersive technology or innovation in general is really where my heart belongs. So again, I just want to say a nice, warm thank you for Dr. Kirsch, Dr. Ann Bailey, Caitlin Rollins, Evan, Laura, Amber, Anu, Angela Gant-Curtis, as well as many others within the VA who paved the way and got us started here. Thank you. So let's talk about the VA Innovation Unit, which I am right now the acting deputy director for. The Innovation Unit is founded on the fact that innovation significantly improves veteran care at the VA, but also healthcare as a whole, by enhancing the quality, accessibility, and efficiency of healthcare services and benefits. Throughout Innovations, we strive to support the VA with technology that not only enhances the delivery of care and services to veterans, but also by making it more efficient, effective, and responsive to the personal needs of each veteran. Our team operates under the principle that we encourage and nurture innovation rather than restrict and stifle. We've seen an increase, a real influx of successful innovations throughout our low to no cost pilots that we're able to run within the VA. Also, we do so, as I mentioned, by keeping our end users, the veterans, the clinicians, and those directly impacted by our services at the center of what we develop. Furthermore, we strive to enhance collaboration across the VA, as well as across industry, which thank you all for coming. So, innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. One of our basic principles for the VA Innovation Unit. We're divided up into 3 main areas with a 4th that is bubbling up as we speak. First off is virtual asynchronous. It's headed up by my colleague Alba Alguar. And really, this is healthcare without walls, is what I like to call it. Think remote tele-eye vision examinations through iPads, with the patient being able to see a specialist anywhere in the country. Being part of the VA and developing and providing innovation at the VA lets you be involved in the largest, most unique patient population in North America. So we take that very seriously with personalized medicine. This is the product line that I head up, and think looking at the patient as a whole, as an individual, and providing them care based on their specific needs. We're doing a lot with predictive medicine and AI in that area. Finally, operational efficiency. How can we build better things faster? So those are our 3 main areas. But again, with working with the VA Innovation Unit, I want to make sure to call out that not only is our patient population very unique, we're the largest healthcare system in North America, crossing all 50 states, 170 VA medical centers, and 1,500 CBOCs. Also, working with us as an enterprise helps reduce the risk through those low to no cost pilots that I talked about. And when you work with us, you work with technical expertise. We bring the ability to configure, host, deploy, and develop new technology, all in the VA Innovation Unit. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the innovations that we're going through right now. First up is DataArch. This is our 4th product line that's kind of emerging, and it is our answer to Dr. Kirsch and Immersive, as well as other program offices' call to be able to ingest external information into VA's medical record. Technically, DataArch is a pipeline that incorporates multiple microservices to make this happen. Right now, we have 2 main services, DDTS and eScreening, which allow us to bring in the data, configure that data, and make it visible and actionable to our providers and clinicians. What better way to help people than to get the data to those who need it? All right, so that was one innovation. Now let's talk a little bit about what we've been up to since we last met last year. As Dr. Kirsch mentioned earlier, our goals coming out of last year were 2. A, get headsets compliantly online, and B, immersive interoperability. So, as I mentioned, I started out last year in a very mature program. There were thousands of headsets and products available within the VA ecosystem. However, they were tethered or they were not online. So our first goal was to get those headsets online. In June of 2023, OINT started to engage directly with vendors, very specific and key vendors, you all know who you are, to start reviewing what the requirements were and needs to get these devices online. In August, we began planning for efficiency and scale, and we're going to touch on that a little bit and how we're addressing the efficiency and scale in a bit. By October 2023, I had all of the national ERAs, or enterprise risk assessments, for our 4 main devices delivered to me, which means that we can get those devices online. That was a huge milestone. Our first immersive product went online in November of 2023. So congratulations, because that was also a huge milestone. Additionally, not only did that device go online, but we also were able to incorporate authentication and single sign-on into getting that device online, which means it's online and it's secure. Also, in November 2023, I kind of skipped ahead a little bit, but we began to engage with the SSO team and providing PIV card access to the devices as well as the applications that we were deploying into VA's Enterprise Cloud. Finally, in December of last year, we started intentionally engaging with mobile device management and reviewing the available options for immersive and working towards what may be the best fit for VA's requirements. VA is always going to have special requirements because we are a special place with special patients. We've been extremely busy since then, but as you can see, we have really addressed the call to get these devices online. So why was that call so important? Well, first of all, as Dr. Kirsch mentioned early, data exchange and integration. That data is not actionable, it's not relevant unless we get it into the hands of the people who need it. Additionally, interoperability with mobile device management, being able to track the assets that are costing us money and being able to ensure that we know where they are and who's using them and making sure that they're accounted for. Finally, automatic updates. We've had some immersive technologies that have been in use for years, but we're unable to update the software because they are not online. So that automatic updates is part of our VA's national call to get soonest and best care and provide that care to everyone. All right, so entering the next immersive dimension. This is where we talk about where we're online. So our first 2 sites are online. We have Des Moines, Iowa, as well as Asheville, North Carolina. Thank you. We've got 6 more plans in the next, I would say, 2 to 8 weeks that will be online. We've got Palo Alto, California, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Orlando, Florida, amongst others. And then finally, a little bit further out, we've got 4 more planned for, I would say, somewhere between 8 and 16 weeks to have them online as well. So really making great progress towards getting these devices online this year. Next year, though, this map is going to be full, I promise you. All right, so here's my big announcement. Dr. Kirsch wanted to make sure that we had interoperability solved for VA, and that's how we do efficient scale. So introducing to you the Immersive Portal. The Immersive Portal is being developed internally with our stakeholders in Immersive as well as clinicians VA-wide to provide a comprehensive online access point to streamline and enhance the immersive experience not only for our clinicians, but our veterans and our patients. This portal is going to be a game changer. We plan on putting it behind VA's firewall and having it linkable in CPRS so that clinicians do not have to context change into a new system to A, learn about immersive, or B, do other things. Now let's talk about some of those other things. So first and foremost, it did start off as an informational portal. Right? So we wanted to go in and gather all the information that has been put together by the immersive team and ensure that it's accessible there. So you can find things like FAQs and information on all of the different products and devices that are available for immersive on the portal today. It is not launched in production. However, we are beta testing with some of our clinicians as we speak. Next up is one of the more important pieces of the portal, and this is that searchable repository of the software We've enlisted tagging as part of this repository. So as you can see on the screen, the couple of examples, you can see exactly where this application should be used. What patient population is it relevant to? I can't think of any of the other important tags, but those are the main ones that I think call out to the clinicians in this moment. We're still iterating on this and working on making this better and ensuring that our clinicians are driving what this continues to look like in the future. Additionally, each card has a link to that vendor, so you can go out to see and learn more about that vendor's applications, products, and services. All right, now here's the best part of the immersive portal, the immersive formulary. Similar to what we're looking at with medications, we want to develop a way that allows clinicians to select the best possible immersive technology for their patient. This does not exist, but we are actively working on inventing this. So this would be an innovation for VA to help continue to lead immersive technology into the future with the very first immersive formulary. That formulary is going to take you step by step through a wizard in order to gather information, non-PHI, non-PII information on the patient, and then return a percent match of multiple applications. We're going with a percent match over a direct suggestion because we want to be able to highlight, A, what is already available at the center for ease of use, but then also to provide the clinician the opportunity to learn about newer products that maybe they don't have yet, but might work well in their clinic. The immersive formulary is going to be the future of how we refer, prescribe, and order immersive technologies at the VA. All right, so that was a mouthful. Creativity is thinking of new things, while innovation is doing new things. So I want to take a moment and talk about how we're taking all of this creative information and moving into the future with actions. All right, so our roadmap here, and I think leaving here, what I've heard is that our goal is really to streamline and scale, right? Immersive program is doing so many amazing things already. How do we ensure that all of our products are online and that our device management is scalable in a very user-friendly way? So right now, we're kicking off with 2 products online at 2 different medical centers in June of 2024. I hope by August to have a mobile device management pilot, an additional 1, maybe 2, up and running to ensure that we're testing not only with OINT and who needs to image and track those devices, but also with our clinicians and our patients and how they interact with those systems as well. Next, September 2024, I have a goal of onboarding at least 1 more device and Immersive Portal go live. In October of 2024, I would love for us, and the goal is to launch the Immersive Healthcare Formulary to start allowing clinicians to test and ensure that it's helping them select the appropriate application for their patient. Next up, in the Immersive Portal, we would like to integrate the MDM because, again, that Immersive Portal is made to be a single point of focus for all immersive technology. So in talks with our MDM providers, we want to set up some type of API integration so that a clinician can sign in to CPRS, open up Immersive Portal, see what devices they have available, what patients have been using them, and hopefully assign and push and pull the software as well, all from a single location. Finally, in December 2024, I'm hoping to expand the online immersive offerings, meaning more products deployed in VAEC, more products connected to DataArt and providing data into patient medical record, and finally, more devices online. Essentially, streamline and scale is how we continue to make immersive great at VA. So just to talk a little bit more about innovation and not so much immersive, because I think everyone in this room is here because you're innovative, you're creative, and you want to continue to work with the VA in the best way possible. So let's talk about some best practices. If you're building products for the VA, make them mobile device ready. Sometimes that's difficult, especially if you have a device that is FDA regulated, but start thinking about how you can begin incorporating that into your product. Next up, FIPS and NIST compliant. You just have to do it. We all do. Unfortunately, we are government and we have to follow the rules. For data sharing, we're leveraging HL7 or JSON messages, and so that's something as well you can keep in mind as you build out your products and how you determine what you would like to send or interact with VA medical record. Containerization is big. Containerized deployments will make life easy for everyone involved. That's how we get you online faster. And finally, authentication ready, SSO, single sign-on ready. The VA does have a very specific method of sign-on. We want you to be PIV compatible. And so this is something that you need to be thinking about at the beginning and not at the end of how you build your product. All right, so my final quote for today. I know lunch is just around the corner, so I promise I won't keep you long. But the only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. I think everyone in this room has done that just a little bit, right? And I'm here to encourage you to continue going beyond the possible. Continue to be disruptive by developing an innovative mindset. That mindset includes finding the problem. Not just any problem, but the problem that has the most impact, that will have the most impact on someone else. Those closest to the problem, you want to then incorporate into your design discovery sessions. Do not forsake the discovery of your end user. That's how you build a successful product. Also, don't be afraid to fail forward. Fail fast, fail often, and get right back up and try again. And finally, just continue to be innovative. I want to thank you all for joining, being part of the Immersive Summit. Thank you so much for listening, and congratulations.